Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Tabletop Toki here, and in today's video, we'll be checking out Doom Pilgrim Pocket from Waclaw Games. In this game, we'll be playing as a solo adventurer, traveling through a land of doom and despair, making decisions about our future and which path to take. So before we jump in here, I want to say a huge thank you to Waclaw Games for sending a copy of Doom Pilgrim Pocket for us to check out here today. So jumping right into things, I have a game set up for normal difficulty. What you're going to do is shuffle up the deck, and based on the difficulty that you choose, you will set aside a future deck of that many cards. Today we'll be playing as a poor worm, which is the normal difficulty of 45 cards. Once you've done that, the remaining cards can go back into the box, and you're going to start by selecting 3 different path cards and laying them out. You'll also need a writing utensil and something to write on. Over the course of the game, our goal is to descend throughout the entire deck, which represents our future. Each round, you'll be drawing 3 cards and making a decision of one path that will be discarded and lost forever, one path that you may re-encounter in the future that will go to the bottom of the future deck, and one path that you choose to take at this time. Each of these cards will have some unique text on them with story as well as other elements. The goal of the game is to get through an entire pilgrimage of one of our decks before we accumulate too many scars. And this could be a variety of different things, which include 5 wounds, 3 of the same psychic drop, any 3 curses, or related effects. So we're going to go through managing our inventory, making sure we avoid diseases, wounds, curses, and psychic drops, and are saving our scars as well, our different body parts and things like that. So it should be an interesting delve. We're going to see how we do here today as a poor worm. So for our first turn, we have 3 cards here. This one looks very dark and very menacing. This looks like there's somebody there that we may be interacting with, or a scene of people that we may be interacting with. And this card looks, I'm not even sure. It looks like there are people as well as maybe some sort of monster. I think what we'll do is, since we're already in this pit of despair, we might as well start with this card right here. Why not, right? Thanks for stopping by. And let's come back to this card with these people on it for later future, and we'll just get rid of this. Okay, so our first card here. What looked as an ordinary cemetery at first sight soon turns into real horror. The dead are rising to welcome you, but as their dinner, not their guest. So we have fear +1. So I'm going to keep track of, let's see, we have wounds, we have diseases, we have curses, and then we have psychic drops. I believe this is our first psychic drop, so we're at fear, which is currently at +1. Okay, and we'll have inventory and things like that later on as well. When you eradicate some, others rise, making the fight so long. So we also gain a fatigue. Great start. And again, we can only have 3 of any one kind of psychic drop before we lose. Battle equipment brings no advantage here because while it helps, it also makes you more weary during such a long fight. You get 2 wounds, from which 1 is prevented by a magic weapon or every dog you have. We currently have no magic weapons and 0 dogs, so we're going to take 2 wounds. So just do 1, 2. And then if you survived, you get a monster trophy, an undead foot, and loot the crits. Okay, so we got quite a few different things. So we have down here, let's just do our inventory. We have armor, which are damask, steel, leg plate. So nice that they're in our size. And we also have a reliquary with the finger bone of Saint Ludmila and 6 gold. We'll do gold up here. So we currently have 6 gold. We got a reliquary, which is the finger bone of Saint Ludmila. And we also have trophies. Okay, so that is an undead foot. So we sustained a lot of injuries there, but we also got some good stuff. And we'll put this off into our future that we've explored. All right, moving right along, we have our next 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking after so much excitement, we want to do something a little more peaceful. I'm going to put this into the discard. We'll come back to that potentially. And let's see what we have here. The lord of this cold castle is leaving. He hates it here. Anyway, it's nice to drink with him while his servants are packing his things up and you feel refreshed soon. 1 wound healed to you and allies. All right, so now we're down to 1 wound total again. The other day, when he is to leave, he makes an interesting offer. He will sell you this castle, leaving a few servants to run it for the price of just 8 gold. He sees a new friend in you. Unfortunately, we don't have 8 gold, we only have 6. Residing in the castle would bring your fate a significant twist. You wouldn't need to travel aimlessly anymore. We would discard half of the future deck rounded down into the box. That would be really great, and we would also get some other benefits and become a lord. However, again, we're not rich enough with only 6 out of the 8 gold we would need, but we did get to rest and heal a wound. Looking at our next 3 cards, I'm really weary of any cards that have weapons on them, so I think we're going to discard this one. Let's try this overlooking this cliff here. See what we get. A narrow gallery around the rock in front of you. The only way through this mountain is blocked by a very sturdy looking ice guardian. You try to talk to him, but his responses are very cold. Attacking him with a normal weapon would be mere foolishness, but if your insanity plus mind disruption plus confusion minus fear and dismay equals 3 or more, you'll do it and will be knocked down from the cliff. Which we do not. We have fear and not any of those other things. Only a magic weapon would let you prevail. If you have one, you can use it, even if you are not that foolish. We have no magic weapon. A crystal is left when the golem is crushed. Monster trophy or crystal. Otherwise, not being a fool and not having magic weapon, your paths are limited. Play the next card without a choice. All right, so unfortunately, we're rerouted from that particular one, and we have, ooh, look, this guy with is this called a flail? It would be better to travel in sunlight to avoid meetings like this, but you don't remember when you saw any sun in the sky. Anyway, the violent apparitions are attacking. If you have got a magic weapon, you will repel them instantly. Otherwise, resolve their attacks on both the physical and psychic level. So 2 wounds threatened in this fight. With equipment, prevents 1 of them. Both are prevented if you have 2 or more pieces, for example, a shield and a warhorse. Nope, we only have 1 piece of equipment, which are those leg plates, I believe. If your psychic drop total value is 4+, the apparitions crush your tortured soul even more. We only have 2 psychic drops total, so we're fine there, but we are going to sustain 2 wounds. All right. But we do have 1 piece of equipment, so I believe for that, battle equipment is what BEQ stands for. The Damask Steel leg plates, I believe, count as a piece of battle equipment, so we will only sustain 1 wound there total. All right. Next up, we have our 3 next options. I quite like the idea of going to this keep. Not a fan of these guys. They look pretty scary, so we'll put this to the bottom and see what happens. The castle is full of traps. Sum up your opponents effectively. Poe, Werebeast, or Vampire. We have Cur C +3, Shield +3, Helm +2, Leg Plates +2. So we have +2 for our leg plates. And we have some other things that we don't have. Confusion, mind disruption, or insanity we don't have in our psychic drops. We're at +2. 2 only. So we have 6 or less. A trap victim dies in pain. Okay, interesting. All right, so somebody died. It wasn't us, but we are unable to proceed further through the castle because we don't have quite enough equipment or things, but we made it out unscathed. Okay, we have some spiders. Ooh, I do like spiders. Maybe let's put this castle at the bottom. That seems kind of epic. Huge spiders descend from a nearby tree for their prey. You. Oh, I thought they might be friendly, but I guess not. If you have a mule, it gets scared and runs away. A horse withholds if it is used to your soothing voice enough, i.e. if you have at least 5 turns. Now, if you're a werehawk, we are not. If you have a werehawk beak, we do not. If you have leg armor, you fight them successfully with no harm. Hey, we have those leg plates. So we are able to fight them successfully. Interesting. And killing them brings you monster trophy spider legs, which some of these other ones are able to kill them. The werehawk beak would repel them. So we do get a monster trophy, which are these spider legs. Alrighty. Next up, we have another castle, a bearded fellow. Let's put this one in. We have a lot of structures. Let's chat with this bloke and see what's going on there. Hey you, who do you think you are? Said the hermit from the Grey Valley. A brave warrior? But as I see it, you are just a maggot. A great alchemist, maybe? The one who knows the most secret arcane? Well, more likely you are just a pile of shit. Or do you think you are a reformer, a saver of our miserable society? Pig vomits and feces are way better than you. Doesn't seem like he's a fan. And you know what? Kill me, torture me, crucify me, or kiss and hug me like your little sister if you prefer. But it won't change a thing. Deep inside, you know I am right. Your days are nothing. So we obtained +1 depression and +1 nihilism. Nothing like a good berating from a bearded hermit to get you off on the right foot. Happy Monday. Ooh, I like the look of this figure with the antlers. This guy looks friendly though. Maybe we check him out. Maybe we put the deer at the bottom. All right, and I guess that means we're not doing that. Okay, fingers crossed. The old lady looks like, ooh, an apparition. More of a skeleton than a woman, but at the end, that is not your problem. It doesn't seem to be a problem for her husband either. He is blind, and a cruel smile never leaves his ugly face. I killed it. I killed it. I killed the whole egg around. The sun was low, and I did it, but no one sees. No eyes know. But I know. Deep outside. A mysteriously looking creature from dark woods stands behind sniffing. A cold morning breeze comes up from the ground. Your feet are cold. Time to move on. Just another ordinary day among ordinary people of your world. And we get despair +1. Right. Luckily, we don't have more than one of any particular psychic drop, but it would be nice to get some positives here soon. We haven't taken a landscape type thing yet. We haven't had much luck with people, so I'm going to toss him into the abyss of things that we will never encounter. You've got lost in the cold wasteland. According to the maps, you should have already been in a town, but there's just terrible whiteness everywhere. Fatigue +1. So now we're at fatigue +2 total. You wander on in the freezing coals. There is no human building on the top of the future deck, which there is not. Despair +1. Oh, okay, so that's bad. Then you see apparitions on the horizon again. But they do not vanish as you come closer. Goodness, they are real men, inhabitants of these lands going for trade to civilization. They'll finally help you out. And they can also buy these precious things from you. If we have a flask of fish oil, a bag of pepper, or a sack of salt, we could get a lot of gold, but we unfortunately do not. So they're going to move on. This castle, this bat guy, and another couple. We didn't have great luck with that other couple. So we're going to see if these friends are a little bit more fun to deal with. Let's put that in there. That looks not fun to deal with. All right. Wake up, unworthy ones, shouts an ugly doomsday prophet. The world is coming to its end. Soon you will writhe in pain. Poverty, distress, and woe will be your only bread. Kneel in horror and repent before it's too late. Smiling ironically, you answer, the world has already ended. You probably did not notice while you were rehearsing this theater. Suddenly, the freak starts cursing and spitting at you. He must have some disease, so get away fast. Do you have a horse to run or a dog to repel him? Nope. Or with any ranged weapon, you can eliminate the spitter from a distance. Nope. Otherwise, you get infected. We get rabies disease. Okay. If we have 3 total diseases, we will perish. The good news is we are making our way through the deck. So, looks like it might be a fight. Looks a little creepy. Not sure what this is. I'm going to put this to the bottom. And we haven't had luck with pairs of people. So I think we'll go with this group of 3 down here, perhaps. You finally found the foul thug slum. A manhunter visited our chateau. Smiles their leader with corrupted teeth. How much did they offer you to get to us? Let's do a trade instead. In the end, you can never win. If you get one of us, most likely this crippled worm Rodrigo, the others will jump into holes back there in the sewers. You have no chance. Look, we own a steel suit too. Heavy for our job. Too heavy for our job. Found it, so it's cheap. 10 gold. 7 if you have a killer badge. Respectful to them. We do not have 10 gold, nor do we have a killer badge. Let's see. As you examine the armor, you find it is no fake. The impenetrable magic armor preventing all physical harm or killings. All right. Yeah. So unfortunately, we can't purchase it, but Rodrigo will live to see another day, as will we. And yes, just with rabies. Just rabies. Just a little rabies on it. No problem. I like this forlorn look into the castle. Not sure about this ice. Maybe we'll chuck this into the box. We'll come back to the ice later once we've warmed up a bit and are a bit less fatigued. You are the wrong mushroom, and there is a castle in your dream. Typical. If you are a worshiper of the old gods, an age-old deity awaits you. We are not. If you are a member of the Satanic Church, we are not. Otherwise, with a killer or outlaw badge, we do not. A good heart or hero badge, we do not. The positive and the negative badge mixed, or none of the above, result in confusion +1 instead. All right, so a lot of paths on this one card that we weren't able to explore based on the lack of badges that we have. Okay, cliffside. Ooh, spooky figures. I'm kind of over 3. That was pretty good luck last time, so maybe we'll try that. We'll keep this and we'll get rid of these icy cliffs since we just took an ice card. You've settled down in an abandoned house near a quiet village that has lost half its population due to a plague. You've healed some harms and regained inner peace here. -1 wound, -1 psychic drop of your choice. So now we're back down to 1 wound total. And let's get rid of one of our fatigue or one of our despair. We have 2 of each of those. Let's get rid of one of our fatigue. So we're back to 1 fatigue total. For some time, you even thought you might really live like this, a man of the community, but soon apparitions start to appear at your door. You shout at them to get them out. Usually they do, but they always return, and deep inside, you know who they are. Poor souls of your past or future victims calling you back to your fate of wandering hero. In quotes. You cannot sit here. You must perform great deeds or perish or both. You go journeying again with renewed enthusiasm. Take 1 more card to choose from next turn and discard 1 more to the box. Hey, that's great. That kind of makes up for earlier when we didn't have a choice due to that ice golem that we were unable to slay. Okay. Ooh, I like the look of this little dude. This looks like dogs. Let's get rid of these people. That looks like a horse. I really want a horse. I want a horse and I want dogs. We'll get rid of these. I'm gonna go for the horse. We'll see. It looks like a horse at least. God forbids trading, don't you know? You ask the merchant monk, amused. God is dead, answers the chief monk briefly. Well then, show me your stuff. So for 1 gold, we can buy a mule, which we can travel faster with. Every turn we get +1 and we add 1 more card to choose from. 1 more card goes to the bottom of the deck. For 2 gold, we can get a horse. We travel faster, same effect, but every turn. For 3 gold, we can get a medicine pack, which heals up to 2 wounds. And for 4 gold, we can get a steroidal fungus, which strengthens our constitution and our toleration of disease. It's increased by 1. We can also sell salt or pepper to gain 4 gold each. We have 6 gold total. I really want a horse, so we're going to spend 2 of that on a horse. Horse. What should we name our horse? Oh man, I think his name's going to be Alfred. With a heart, obviously. And then we have 4 gold left. Being able to heal wounds seems good, especially because we already have 1. And then we would just have 1 gold left. Or we could get a steroidal fungus, which gives us +1 to disease. Let's do that. So now we have 0 gold, but we can have 4 diseases. We have 1 already. We have rabies. Hopefully we don't give it to Alfred, but it should be fine. Okay, so we're going to pull 4 cards now, and 2 will go to the bottom. Ooh, I don't like these guys. Let's get rid of him. He looks spooky, but there are 3. That's our lucky number. So maybe we'll get rid of these 2 figures. Or is this a dude or a building? I can't quite tell. Shh, had better days. Let's get rid of this one. Let's put these 2 to the bottom. And, oh no. Let's look at this one and put these 2 to the bottom. Thanks, Alfred. You can thank God. It is Sunday, says pastor of the group. As deeply religious people, we do not work even a bit on Sundays. It's Sunday, huh? Because if not, we'll cut your hand on Monday. It is Monday. Oh no. And then it has for each other day of the week. There are too many to resist. So on Monday, we lose our hand. If we lose both hands, I believe we're just dead. So we can get by with 1 hand in rabies, but 0 hands, not an option. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so we're revisiting some of the cards from the beginning now. Let's try this card with the landscape. Let's get rid of this gestury looking card, and let's put these on the bottom. 2 traveling students have stumbled upon you lying on the ground near the big rock. There is said to be a great fortune in a cave, but no one knows the entrance. Maybe you found it? And have you found the fortune as well? Or have you just been stumbling in the dark? You really may have been in a secret cavern, but you don't remember, and there is a big bulge on your head. You probably managed to return here and then you fainted. Or maybe you just fell off horseback. Or a false ally of yours hit you to your head from behind, but you don't remember if you had a horse or an ally. Well, get yourself together and go. The ground is freezing terribly. All your allies and animals are gone now, and you don't remember how it happened. Confusion +1. Alfred, gone too soon. No, our boy. Ugh. R.I.P. Alfred. Never trust students. This is why I got out of teaching. Oh no. All right, back to normal on-foot behavior, like a peasant. You know what? We lost Alfred. Let's go for this stag. And let's keep the white castle buildings and discard this one. In a misty forest, you meet a noble figure with a majestic deer beside him. This is Jelania, dear god of Atlantis, one of the few immortals still living in this corrupt world. He will accompany you if you are worthy to be a champion of the nature against the false god of craven religion. Ooh. To get this companion, you need a good heart and a hero badge or a blasphemer badge. You cannot have a curse or a killer. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, we do not have any of those things, so we cannot ride the deer. Oh, that would have been so sick. Upgrade from Alfred. It's fine. I'm not quite over Alfred yet, which is the only reason why we are not taking a sacred immortal deer god from Atlantis. That's really the only reason why. We could have, but I still have a loyal spot in my heart for Alfred. Let's get rid of these two creepy people floating in what looks like a lake. Let's go towards this castle. Getting down to the bottom of our deck. Once you get to the gate of the grim castle in the stormy mountains, the magician lets his pitiful hunchback servants open it for you. Then he plans to give you his service in return for some nice stories from your journey. The old loony man likes some distraction. Count the cards in the past deck. And this is the number of stories that we can spend. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cards. Ooh, baby. All right, so we don't have gold for 12 and a gold. But 9 heals 1 wound, 7 heals a disease, 5 heals a curse, 3 heals a psychic drop. Okay, let's definitely get rid of this curse. 3, 4, 5. So just kidding. 6, 7. We'll get rid of rabies. Easy peasy. Just tell a couple stories, cure for rabies. That's simple. 3, let's get rid of 1 confusion. And then how many do we have left? 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 left. Not enough for a wound, so we might as well 1, 2, get rid of 2 more psychic drops. Which ones would we like to get rid of? Oh, we have 2 despair, so maybe let's go down to 1 despair. And let's also go down to 0 depression. Cured. Oh, baby. If only it were that easy. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go for the ice. That looks far away. We don't want to do that. We're getting to our end game here. Deep in the wilderness, you find a hermit cave. He wears just a loincloth, and his eyes shine from the face with a respectable beard. My elk left last week. My bear hasn't come here for a month, and it's been a year since my dear snow monkey said goodbye to me, departing for even higher places. Now I see it clear. The time has come for me to leave too. I must bring my wisdom, sprouted in seclusion, to mankind finally. With you as my fellow, the mob won't dare lynch me. Haha. Will you accept the cheerful philosopher as your ally? If we do, then every 3 turns, a psychic drop of our choice is healed. But buyings in towns and villages are 1 gold higher and sellings are 1 gold lower. I think we will just leave him be. I think that's enough for us. All right, so then we have 1, 2, 3. All righty. Let's see. Geez, we have not had a lot of luck with people. Let's put this to the bottom, get rid of these creepy fellows, and see what this is about. You've just been knighted under the dead tree and become Sir. I could have been Sir this whole time. Now only to find your lady and manor. A horse might be useful too. At least it would take you faster away from this place where self-proclaimed kings make knights of vagrant strangers. This place is ill, so hurry on before you become something worse than Sir. Sir of the dead tree, mind disruption +1. Okay, and we have the title of Sir of the Dead Tree. Alrighty, if only we had that castle. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, we're getting down to it. Let's go to the castle. Why not? Put that at the bottom, throw that in there. We'll never know. A big town brings various opportunities for everyone. The results you get depend on the initial conditions. If more applies, choose 1. With experience of 5 or more fights, we do not. If you have a blasphemer badge, we do not. If you have a killer badge, we do not. So we get 0 of these. All right. Let's see, this is our last endeavor. I think we want to go with this one. Get rid of this and this. So once you have 3 or less cards, you're just going to choose a final one. Looks like we're going to be fine. We'll see. It's finally nice weather today. No cold, no foul winds, and you can almost feel the sun behind the clouds. The abandoned ruin over there is inviting you for a pleasant rest. But when you stroll through empty rooms, a small thing is crawling behind you. A rat? Cat. If you have a dog, we don't. Increase your confusion or mind disruption or insanity by 1. You choose. We'll add a little bit of insanity. All right. Turn the cards in front of you for 2 seconds each. We have none. So we've ended our quest in this abandoned ruin. And we've made it out. We're just down 1 hand with a wound and just a tish bit of an eclectic assortment of psychic drops. So there you have it. That is a solo play of the normal difficulty Doom Pilgrim. Overall, as a quick review, again, thank you to Waclaw Games for sending a copy for us to check out. I have to say that overall, the aesthetic and the storytelling of this game is really interesting. I'm not particularly fond of story-driven games, but I found the writing and the theme and world of this one to be really appealing, at least to me, although I know it may not be for everybody. I really love the evocative images on the cards and how they can give you a slight window into what kinds of encounters you may have. I also think that these different ways of tracking, kind of like a solo RPG style, is really fun and interesting in terms of just building out your character and coming up with story. I think that there's a lot of potential there based on what you want to kind of lean into with that. So overall, this is one that I think is really fun, really simple, very easy to get into with very few rules overhead. You can kind of just jump right in with like 1-page sheet of the win and loss conditions, and the cards kind of do the rest of the work themselves. So if you're looking for a solo story-driven RPG/game experience, this is a really cool one to check out. I'll put a link down in the description to the BGG page, and I believe you can get Doom Pilgrim as well as Doom Pilgrim Pocket over on the Game Crafter currently. I also know that there's some expansion content that will be coming out for it here shortly. So if you're interested in more Doom Pilgrim, you can definitely check that out. But that's about all the time we have for today. If you have any suggestions of other solo games that you'd like to see here on the channel, or you think that myself or the community would enjoy, please feel free to share them in the chat or in the comments down below. And I want to just say thank you to all of you who are here live today. It was awesome getting to play along with you. And thanks for those of you who are watching in the future. That's about all the time we have for today. Ooh, sorry. That's about all the time we have for today. Thanks so much as always for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.